Founded in early 2020 by owner Kyle Souza, Souza Media has grown quickly over the past 4 years, now representing multiple champions across different series, from the local short tracks of New England to the high banks of Daytona Beach, Florida. Social media is an important way to draw in new audiences and increase reach, and with a new snappy, user-friendly website, Souza Media can boost your audience by using eye-catching graphics to gain recognition for your brand. Contact Souza Media today using our Facebook page or by email at kylesouzamedia@gmail.com to put your brand in victory lane.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Nashville Super Speedway. Super Speedway, you say? That's right. This 1.5 mile raceway here, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, is where we are here tonight. Tonight, these drivers are battling for one final chance to get themselves in to the playoffs. The playoff 4, that is. One driver knows his fate. He knows he will race for a championship. That is James Skelton. The next 3 positions, nobody knows. Zach Mitchell comes in with just a 5-point bubble to the, well, what we call a cutoff line. Trent Potter comes in with a 4-point, and Max Terriel, he is the bubble right now. He leads Brandon Feeney for that final position by just 3 points. Ethan Troutman just 2 points back from there. Then it's Chris Hammett 4 points back, and Bill Benedict currently sitting 17 points out. So it's tight right on the bubble here tonight as we get ready to go racing in the Souza Media 90 right here from the Nashville Super Speedway. Souza Media representing over 25 business and race teams throughout the United States. Souza Media can expand your digital footprint. Souza Media provides websites, Facebook pages, and marketing proposals, boosting your overall audience. Reach out today to kylesouzamedia@gmail.com or message Souza Media on Facebook.com. We thank Souza Media for coming on board here tonight at the Nashville Super Speedway. The only thing we didn't ask Souza Media is what kind of music they listen to back home when they're building those Facebook pages, those websites, building those marketing proposals for your race fans. But I can definitely tell you, they have something you need for your race team to continue to grow and reach your digital community. Thank you, Souza Media, for all your support, not only here tonight at Nashville, but in the past here with Red Light Racing. Tonight, these drivers are ready to go. They're down on the grid, so what do you say we take you there right now? This is your starting lineup here tonight at Nashville. Snagging the pole after a good comeback race last week, it'll be the 42. That'll be Max Terriol. To the outside of him, it's the part-timer. I heard he had a great time on Thursday night. That'll be Eric Stout piloting car number 12. Richard Murdoch, he'll start back into P number 3 here tonight, and Chris Hammett will start 4th. 5th, we'll go to the number 8, the 4X Racing number 8 of Zach Mitchell. Then it'll be the 4X Racing number 11 of Shanika Single. How about the Souza Media entry? Car number 4 of Jeffrey Souza will start 7th, while James Skelton, the only driver that knows he is racing for a championship, he will start there into the 8th spot. AJ Hamill's confused if he starts inside the top 10. Is he even here tonight? AJ Hamill will roll from 9th. Starting back into the 10th position, that'll be Bill Benedict III in car number 90, and just outside the top 10, that'll be the 18 of Trent Potter. Then it'll be Brandon Feeney back into the 12th spot, 13th on the call here tonight. That'll be Luke Logan Allen. And right alongside him, the number 59 of Bruce Potter. Ryan O'Donnell, he'll start the number 98 way back outside the gate. Car number 98 starting 15th. 16th here tonight will be the 81 of Ken Allen. Then Jason Wells, the Alien, back in 17th. 18th, the dual Joshua Buckley, the Grand Hips Walkers and Canes entry. 19th to Tim Combs. It's the BC 45 as the green flag here tonight is up 90 laps here at the Nashville Super Speedway. "22 of these machines here tonight. As you see the battle for the second position currently here, it's the part-time Eric Stout entry and the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Lap number 1 here tonight in the Souza Media 90 will go to the number 42 of Max Terriel. Terriel leading the first official green flag lap here tonight as everybody's still just behind him, battling for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh right now. Just right there, 2 by 2 by 2, the same way we dropped the green flag here tonight. This concrete half-a-mile contact. One driver back there. I'm looking at it right around. I'm not sure if that's damaged on the... Is that the number 59? That is Bruce Potter. I'm not sure if that is just the paint scheme on the payday. Number 59 is... It looks like that's exactly what that is here tonight. So rocking and rolling early on here tonight. Some of these drivers... coming. Some of these drivers are going. One driver going way up the speedway there. That was the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 MA, Joshua Buckley. He was up the speedway there, and his good-looking hot rod, Doyle Lowrance, out there putting that scheme together for him. Haven't seen Doyle in a couple of weeks. Might have to shoot him a message to see how he is doing, but I can tell you he does great paint work over at Raven Graphics. There you see the number 13 MA back into the 19th position, so Josh continues to hold that spot down. One driver that did lose a spot, that's the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch lost the battle with Eric Stout, now lost his position there to the number 6 of Chris Hammett. He'll lose another one down the back straightaway, it looks like, because here comes the number 8 down to the inside, the 4X Racing number 8. That'll be Zach Mitchell. There you see Mitchell, the inside lane, the preferred lane around, and a brand new paint scheme on that number 4 here tonight for Jeffrey Souza in the Souza Media Stand Analyzer Ford Mustang. That blue and black entry down to the bottom side of the speedway. Right now, Souza on the prowl. He's picked up 2 positions. Souza having one championship to his name here on a Monday night with the series. Would like to lock himself in for a chance to take a second one. It's very slim. I say slim as in it's only a handful of drivers that have ever won multiple championships here on Monday night. Max Terriel is one of them. James Skelton holds a few titles of his own. Sean Butler. And could it be Jeffrey Souza? We'll find out if he can lock himself in. Remember, he came into the evening. I just want to get that number right for your race fans. Well, I lied. It helps, race fans, when you hit refresh and you don't keep that tab open. I gave you guys the top 8 earlier, and I still messed it up. Souza was knocked out in the last round of the playoffs. Look at that. Get your facts straight, guys. I know, right? Back to the action, though. 86 of James Skelton is currently up 2 positions. You see him just ahead of the number 11 of Sean Single. Sean Single not running his normal Care Bear entry. You see that, I call it baby green. We'll call it baby green for all the listeners out there. As he gets around the number 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch has fallen now back 5 positions. He's the driver that has lost the most ground here tonight in the opening laps of this race here tonight at Nashville. Brought to us by our friends over at Souza Media. 90 laps the distance. 8 laps will be in the books here tonight as Murdoch has lost 5 spots in the first opening 8 laps. Just behind him, that is A.J. Hamill in the discount tire. Number 22, and right behind him, Trent Potter bringing out a brand new paint scheme here tonight. Well, you see the Hoonigan, number 18, just ahead of the Lego entry. Battle up into the top 5, and he's not battling for a championship, race fans. Throw those notes away. They're old. They're moldy. Here comes the number 4 Souza Media entry to pick up another one. That'll be 3 spots gained here. The biggest mover and shaker here at the dance here tonight. Must have some good rockin' tunes up there in the Souza Media garage, because that car has picked up 3 spots now, running 4th, started back into the 7th position. Way back in 17th, though, you find Tim Combs. Tim Combs in car number 17. It's a little cold over there in Ohio, a lot of lake effect snow. I doubt Tim Combs is getting out onto the golf course anytime soon. A couple weeks ago, I at least got down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I prepared like it was going to be cold out onto the golf course. And I can tell you, it was hot. I was walking around in my pants and the long sleeve shirt, and let me tell you, I was sweating on the golf course. Tony Strano in car number 3 back here. Strano fell out of the playoffs last week. He's currently sitting 10th overall when you look at the championship standings the way they are laid out. But right now, Tony Strano back into the 19th position. At the front of the field, there you see it, the black number 42 of Max Terriot. Terriot had a big lead. That lead has been cut in half and some. There's the number 12 of Eric Stout. There's the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Those drivers have started to really pull back into number 42, who jetted out away from the racing field. Question is, though, Max is a wily veteran. He's a champion here with the series. Is he playing a little bit of possum? You never know. Is Max just out there saving? Is he just dangling that carrot in front of the number 12 of Stouty, who is now taking the bait and who has started to use up the tires, use up his equipment a little bit here? It's Max Terriot, Eric Stout, Chris Hammett, Jeffrey Souza, and Zach Mitchell, the top 5 competitors here. About halfway into the fuel run here tonight at Nashville. Suspected between lap 23, I should say, and about lap 30 here tonight. These drivers might be able to stretch it that far. As you see, the one-time Burger Bar entry of Chris Hammett still trying to work on the number 12. Part-time Eric Stout here. Stouty's got the Raven Graphics Flow Racing, 6 Rings Racing, Toyota Camry sitting right there into P number 2. Started P number 2, running P number 2. Look at Chris Hammett. He'll go. How low can you go? Chris Hammett trying to go all the way to the bottom. He'll make the dive to turn number 1. See if he can move the number 12 up out of the racing groove. He does. Stout going to go 1 lane, 2 lanes higher. And now see if that number 6 can complete the pass. He was able to pull even right onto the quarter panel there of that number 12. A little contact there. Both drivers going to get a little sideways off of turn number 4. Able to keep going, but now Jeffrey Souza right there into that battle. He's going to bring along Zach Mitchell and the number 86 of James Skelton. Sean Siegel just hanging out on the backside of this group. Seeing if he can stay linked up. See if he can gain some positions here. We haven't seen anybody be able to make the outside lane work. Right now, though, that number 12 of Eric Stout has been doing a pretty good job just kind of hanging to the outside of that number 6 of Hammett. As they do that, though, the race lead for Max Terriot has opened up to almost a 1.5 seconds here on lap number 17. Really impressed with how Eric Stout has been able to hold on to the outside, and now you see another competitor working his way to the outside. That'll be the number 86 of James Skelton. Skelton now making his presence known here. 5 cars under a blanket, battling 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Call it 7th. We'll give Shanika a little bit of a tow here into this group. He's just a couple of car lengths off the back end. You see now that the number 6 got clear of the 12. He'll put him 2x2 just behind him. So Stout now trying to hold off the Souza Media number 4. Down to the turn 1 they go. You see the fireball out the exhaust pipes of the number 12. Souza really backs that corner up. Not sure if that car's tight, but here comes the 86. Now James Skelton wants to see if he can find a way through. Riding on board here, our onboard camera brought to us by our friends at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply has everything you need, race fans, from little air fresheners dangling on your mirror to, well, getting a brand new mirror installed on your car. They can order it in. Maybe you need the windshield wipers, or how about windshield wiper fluid? You make sure, because you're up there in the northeast, make sure you have the negative temperature one, because it is wintertime and a lot of us already have some snow on the ground. Souza not able to make the pass there on Stouty, and then that gives up a spot to James Skelton. Now Souza trying to hold off the number 8. That is Zach Mitchell. Sean Single, we told you, he is back there. Real close to the outside wall that time off turn number 4. Look how fast this camera makes it look like these drivers are going. 170 miles an hour down into turn number 1. Downshift, you saw Souza get down there. See Big Head on board that number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Got to watch out for Big Head there, Mr. Sean. So those drivers all figured it out pretty quick. Take a look a little deeper into the field. There's the number 81. That is Ken Allen. Just ahead of him, the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney came into the night trying to move into the round of 4 for the first time ever. Feeney sitting 5th, remember, in that championship standings. So currently, Feeney back there into that 13th running position with the Feeney call number 38. Drivers pretty much stretch themselves out now here into the late stages of this run. Who will be the first driver to make their way to pit road? First one to pit road usually gains an advantage for a handful of laps. Sure, everybody can make the final 4 if you do the math that Roger has to use. Looking at it. I'm looking at it, I mean, hey, you came in sitting only 5 points out. But if you're not here, you're not going to get any points. Just saying. I love to hand trophies out. I like to hand koozies out too, but, well, I'm going to tell you. The first 5 drivers or, well, fans out there tonight that shoot us a message over on our Facebook page with your address, I'm going to shoot you off a koozie tomorrow, right after work, 3 p.m. First 5 people will send me their address on Facebook, on our Facebook, Turn 3 Racing, over on Facebook. Shoot me your address, where you want it to go, and I'll ship it out tomorrow. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're waiting for our Facebook to absolutely just meltdown. Out front, though, not having a meltdown here tonight. Last week was a lackluster run for the number 42 of Max Theriault. And, well, we rebounded late because of some cautions. Here tonight, not trying to stick around with the rest of the gang, because they're all sitting almost 2 seconds back. Max able to go into a little bit of saving mode. Ethan Troutman already out there. Since he can't be out there on the racetrack, he might as well just blow up the old Facebook page. Here you see the 90 of Bill Benedict, one of those drivers that are in the playoffs still. A rookie this season, full-time with the series in car number 90. And yep, told you, race fans, it was going to melt down our Facebook. I should have just put it on absolute mute. Ethan and Katie out there already shooting us messages. I'm just going to turn my phone to the other direction so I don't see it and start laughing, especially with what Ethan usually says to us. Chris Hammett, though, has some competitor on his rear bars. There you see that number 12. He just will not go away. That is Eric Stout. Stout looking to the inside down the back straightaway. He will, though. He lifted early in that car. Got absolutely sideways for the number 12 of Stout. Looks like he's actually going to come to pit road. So the first taker here onto pit lane will be the number 12. And here comes, is that the Stant Analyzer number 4, Souza Media entry, number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. He'll drag along the number 22 of A.J. Hamill. Jason Wells, the alien himself, is also in. Here comes Tim Combs. Luke Logan Allen. There you see the Goldfish, number 60, also coming to pit road. So with now some of the drivers who were towards the front of the field coming, Max Terriot will stay out here. He'll lead another one. He'll put a couple of his competitors a lap down. Now some of the 4X Racing Stables entries. Those drivers will start to make their way to pit road. Here comes the 6 of Chris Hammond. Here comes the 8 of Zach Mitchell just behind him, hot to trot. Shanika Single will also follow a pair of his teammates down to pit road. All they needed was Ryan O'Donnell to come to pit road, and I can tell you, he didn't. Ryan O'Donnell didn't follow the rest of his teammates, but the race leader is coming to pit road. Here comes the 42. Max Terriot has led 31 laps so far. So he'll give up the race lead. He'll hand it over to the driver to South Carolina's own James Skelton. Just behind Skelton, that's the number 01. There's Richard Murdoch. A lot of the Murdoch fans out there. Well, Jeremy, sometimes we just don't post. We get a little busy. I mean, when you got koozies all over the place, you got to use them, right? So you see the 42 of Max Terriot coming out of pit road. He will go a lap down, but that will all cycle back through. There you see the 42 blending out back onto the raceway. Just behind the 2 race leaders of James Skelton and Richard Murdoch. A lot of these drivers splitting it up right there, 30 and 30 here tonight, just 2 pit stops. You can stretch it a little bit farther, have fresher tires later in this run. That's what a lot of drivers are doing. Skelton, Murdoch, Potter, Benedict, Feeney, O'Donnell, Strano, and Higgins all still out there onto the raceway. Looks like one driver had a little bit of extended pit stop there, and that was Tim Combs. And I believe he has called it a night here tonight from the Nashville Super Speedway. So tonight, Souza Media 90 will not be 90 for Tim Combs. Maybe he can shoot under 90, though, out on the golf course. Well, I guess we got to send one to Jeremy out there. Jeremy, pick a color and let me know. We're getting it out to you. One driver way down to the bottom side of the speedway down the back straightaway. That was number 59 of Bruce Potter. Potter going to move to the outside there. Let race leader James Skelton have the inside. And it looks like Skelton will peel off to the left-hand side. He will come to pit road. A little bit of a lockup. He'll bring the 01, that Chevrolet of Richard Murdoch, along with Trent Potter and his Ford. So it's a Toyota, a Chevrolet, a Ford, and another Ford of Bill Benedict also coming to pit road. So 4 more drivers peeling off coming to pit road. That'll leave just 3 out onto the racetrack still. Here's the 38 of Brandon Feeney. No, Feeney trying to get out of the way, and he's getting a little bit sideways out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway he goes. You saw the 11 there. That was Shanika Single. Just go ahead and get on by him. So Feeney out there on the older tires. Is he going to bring it down this time? It looks like he will. So Feeney going to come down. It looks like one driver coming with him. That's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints driver out of Michigan. Here comes Ryan O'Donnell. He'll come to pit road also. So now everybody has made their way to pit road. We're seeing if Feeney and O'Donnell can get off of pit road without any problems here. Looks like Luke Logan Allen having to do some service here with that Goldfish entry. Max Terriot will take the race lead. So Terriot back to the top spot here. After the first round of the green flag, pit cycle is in the books. I'm looking forward. Anybody get popped on pit road? Pit road police only got the number 60 of Luke Logan Allen. So Luke Logan Allen serving his penalty here as we take a look at the front of the field. There is Max Terriot. He has about a 5-second race lead. No problems for the 42 of Max Terriot, but then you come all the way back to the number 6. So it's Max Terriot out front by a little over 5.5. Back to Chris Hammett. Then Sean Single will pick up a handful of positions through the pit cycle here. He is now running in P number 3. Zach Mitchell back to running in 4th with Jeffrey Souza sitting there in 5th. Eric Stout back there running in the 6th position with that Flow Racing entry, having the best run of his season here on a Monday night. The driver that will pick up the most spots, though, through the pit cycle, there is the number 64 of Jason Wells. Wells in the Alienware number 64, currently running into the 7th position. As he runs there, James Skelton's back here, still locked in a battle with A.J. Hamill. Skelton is the only driver that knows his fate. He will battle for a championship next week in Phoenix. A.J. Hamill came back this season to run a handful of races. He's been here more often than not this season, and it's good to see A.J. out there. He's one of the drivers that I've called for many of years through multiple series here on the iRacing.com platform. Not only from here on Monday night, he raced part-time for a little bit on Thursday nights. Also ran a couple full-time seasons on our short track program. Richard Murdoch is the final driver inside the top 10. He is running all the way back into the 10th position. He has fallen 7 spots from where he started here tonight, running in that 10 spot. You heard me allude to it just a little bit ago, and yes, that's a big word for my vocabulary. Tonight and next week is the final race for myself up here behind the microphone, leading the charge, being the voice here for Red Light Racing. After next week's race at the Phoenix Raceway, we will step out of the booth full-time here on Monday nights, as you see a pass here for Zach Mitchell getting around his team car. That's the number 11 of Sean Single. As we will hand the microphone over to our great colleague Dave in the Cave. Dave Whirl will take the reins heading forward into next season. I heard a rumor he may join us next Monday night for the championship race. As you see, a little bit of accordion effect there from the number 8 of Zach Mitchell to the 11 of Single, and Souza had to drift up the speedway. And everybody keeps asking me, Muth, why are you stepping away? Well, we're stepping away. That's because my 2 little boys take a lot of time, and the promotion at work for my full-time 9-to-5 job takes a lot of time also. Being on call doesn't give me the opportunity to put on the show that I think you race fans that all tune in out there on a week-to-week basis deserve out of myself, but also the racers. I haven't had as much time to gather notes over the last 2 full-time seasons. As you see, the 8 up into the outside wall there. Zach Mitchell going to scrape the right-hand side off that 4X Racing number 8. That'll allow Sean Single back to the inside. Jeffrey Souza tucked up right behind him using that middle groove. So with that being said, I'm going to take this microphone. We're going to hang it up on the wall. We'll still be in the background. We'll still be able to help out all these drivers, as that's exactly what we're here to do, is always help the racing community. So I'll be in the shadows, race fans, just not behind this microphone. I was told I have to dust off the old racing sim behind me and see if we can get out there onto the racetrack so we can run side by side like the number 11 of Sean Single and that number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Well, Katie says I have to send one to Jeremy no matter what. And Jeremy, I got blue for you. Don't worry. We'll get those mailed out tomorrow. I'm telling you, I'll get you. I'll make sure they're in the mail before I head to my 5-year-old's kindergarten winter concert. Can you believe that's a thing? Murdoch tried to pick up a position. Remember, he's lost 7. Trying to pick one up here. Him and the number 22. That is A.J. Hamill. Maybe a little contact there. Hamill up the speedway. See if he can duck back in line with that number 22. A.J. Hamill, we talked about him a little bit ago, of me getting to know A.J. here on iRacing and throughout multiple series and multiple leagues. A.J. Hamill, another one of those drivers, he now races RC race cars. He runs, I believe I saw him running a Mud Boss class up in New York. He ran a novice class, I believe, 1 season ago, and this year he moved up a class. I didn't quite get to see where he had finished. I do know he took home a couple race victories this season. Didn't get to see the championship standing spot, though, for him. I do know his banquet's coming up He races up there in Gainesville, New York at the Stand RC Speedway. Maybe he's got to take some of those tactics he's learned at the Stand RC Speedway here and get moving, because Trent Potter is going to take another spot from him. Murdoch has already picked up that 9th spot from him, bumping AJ back to 10th. Now Trent Potter looking to go to the inside here. AJ did pit back on lap number 29, one of the first drivers to come to pit road. A lot of these drivers that are going by him, like Murdoch, pitted on lap number 35. Trent Potter pitted back on lap number 35 also. So call it 6-lap newer tires for those two drivers that just made quick work of him. Ken Allen would be the next driver that comes upon him, and Allen pitted back on lap number 32. See AJ just not able to hold it down to the bottom side of the speedway anymore. I don't know if it was just me, race fans, or what. Let me see if we can get a zoom in on the number 22? It says Dodge Charger. And it has a Ford Mustang logo on it. I mean, I'm just saying, race fans. It says Discount Tire, Dodge. It has Dodge taillights, Ford taillights. It's got Ford headlights, but it says Dodge Charger with a pony logo there. I know I'm confused. I know I'm not the smartest light bulb, race fans. Brightest light bulb, smartest light bulb. Not a smart light bulb. AJ's got to be confused. So AJ trying to hold on to that 11th spot. We'll see if Allen's able to take the 81 down there, and it looks like he will. It looks like Kent Allen's going to be able to pick up that spot. Battle inside the top 5, though. Jeffrey Souza and Sean Single. Single trying to get down to the inside. You can just tell that number 11 just pushes on entry, but it looks like he gets a great turn off over halfway home here tonight. And you're watching the battle for the 4th and the 5th position. Let's see, we got, I'm being told that I'm showing 19 race fans out there. Race fans, next opportunity for a little piece of merchandise. I don't know the size, but I'm looking over on the rack right now as you watch this battle. You're watching James Skelton, Jeffrey Souza, and Sean Single. We'll get back to that. Let's watch this battle here first. A little contact there from the 11 up into the 4. And oh boy, watch it. We've seen Sean Single and James Skelton go toe-to-toe before. That's why they had a friendship race earlier this season. James Skelton is the driver, though, that is currently sitting there. He's got the freshest tires out of the 3, so he made that look pretty easy after getting to the bottom side of the speedway. So Skelton now running 4th, Single back to running 5th, and Souza back to running into the 6th spot. We talked about that little bit of a friendship race. There was a while where Sean Single and James Skelton every week were going out there, and it just seemed like they were able to find each other onto the raceway, and nothing good ever happened. Either James Skelton wound up in the wall or Sean Single wound up in the wall. It wasn't fun for either of those two drivers. James yelled at Sean. Sean said, well, hey, you know, it is what it is. Then they made a friendship race, and we thought it was all over. But the real question is it? James was able to get by the number 11 pretty easy there. No contest by the number 11 of Sean Single or Jeffrey Souza. Eric Stout still running just behind them. There you see him in that 6 Rings Racing entry. So Stout's back to running in 7th. Murdoch is running in, as you see, Stout actually peeling off there. Just caught it out of the corner of the eye. So Stout going to give up the top 10 running position. He'll come to pit road. Nothing has changed out front except the deficit from P1 to P2. It was 5.5 seconds last time we looked up there. It is now 7.5 seconds for Max Theriault over Chris Hammett. Zach Mitchell back there just hovering around the 9.5 seconds. And then, well, James Skelton's right there. And Sean Single over 10.5. There you see the 38 of Brandon Feeney coming back out onto the raceway. Feeney now with the race half in the bag here. Closing in on 30 laps to go. Feeney has been knocked out. He's going to need to pick up a win here tonight or have something seriously happen to some of the top competitors here tonight to get himself into a Final Four position. Skelton trying to pick up another one here before the green flag pit cycle continues for the top drivers. Skelton now picking off the number 8 of Zach Mitchell. While we have a couple seconds here, race fans, 20 of you. First one to message the page back now, because I've looked at all the messages. First one to message the page back now, we're going to send you a hat. I can't tell you if it's small, medium, or large. I can tell you, though, I'll send it to you. Chris Hammett coming to pit road, though. He'll give up a top 5 running position. Well, it looks like Jeremy got it in there before you, Ethan. Sorry. You already got a hat out there. Hammett down pit road. Wells also sliding into pit road. Question being, now that we're under the 30 lap to go, who will be the first? Well, I said it, and it didn't take too long because everybody just dove off onto pit road. So that leaves Murdoch and Terriot, the only drivers left inside the top 10 that did not come to pit road. So Terriot out front here now, 12.5 seconds back to Mr. Murdoch. If I didn't see it right, I believe Murdoch was actually out fishing the other day. He was on a fishing trip, and I believe he caught some great-looking fish. Murdoch said if I ever come to South Carolina, he'll take me out on the boat that he got there. He promised me. We'll see, I've only been to South Carolina 2 times ever. Got a friend that lives down there in Nashville. It's a funny story. I'll keep it short for you race fans. Murdoch, I got to know Murdoch. He's down in Somerville, South Carolina. Through iRacing here. One of my best friends out of high school. Moved down to Somerville, South Carolina. Still lives out there. Went down a couple years ago to visit him. He took me to this bar. I believe it was called Montrose. I believe it was. He ate an elk burger. It was pretty good. That was before I knew Mr. Murdoch, though. Ethan out here trying to suck up to see if I'll send him something. It's okay, Ethan. Maybe I'll get to come out and I'll wreck you on a Monday night. Chris Hammond out here trying to run some qualifying laps because he came to pit road. Murdoch has yet to come to pit road. Max Terriot has yet to come to pit road. Trent Potter, Ken Allen, Ryan O'Donnell all have yet to come to pit road. Those drivers hoping for a caution flag here. We've been caution-free here tonight in the Souza Media 90. Souza race fans, I'm telling you, I can't speak half the time either anymore. I'll get it. I'll get the Souza Media, our sponsor here tonight, representing over 25 businesses and race teams throughout the United States. Souza Media can help you expand your digital footprint with websites, Facebook pages, marketing proposals, boosting your overall audience. Reach out today by emailing KyleSouzaMedia@gmail.com or messaging them at Souza Media on Facebook.com. There you see the Souza Media entry. That's Jeffrey Souza here tonight, piloting that number 4. Kyle and Jeff once raced here in the series, but Jeff, obviously the, only remaining Souza here in the series. Kyle getting too busy with running the day-to-day operations over at Souza Media, having to take a break here from the iRacing side of things on Monday night. We still get Jeff. Murdoch out front. That's because the number 42 of Max Terriot came to pit road back on lap number 65. So with 23 laps to go, Murdoch has to come to pit road at least one more time here. Look how fast the number 11 of Shanika Single, and that is Miss Shanika Single. How fast he was able to get around that 01 of Mr. Murdoch. Ken Allen will come to pit road. There you see him, right side tires going on. His virtual number 81. They put left side tires on, full tank of fuel in there. Drop the jack, and away he goes. Find a gear. There you see the number 60 of Luke Logan Allen, not able to make it back out onto the raceway. They have called it an evening, I do believe. There's the number 4, trying to get through. Souza trying to get through there. Murdoch was trying to hold up the number 4, it looked like that time, through 3 and 4. Souza was unlapping himself there. Remember, Murdoch is still out there onto the raceway. He's giving up very valuable, precious time. But the question is, will he come to pit road? He'll have fresher tires for the last 20 laps if he comes this time. And look at him, it looks like he will bring the Adventure in Pixel 01. Did he make the commitment? Line's going to be a question. Murdoch was giving it all she had, Captain. You know that song, One is the Loneliest Number? Well, the Turbo Dork Radical paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell, the driver out of Michigan, who had to take some time off this year. There you see him working down the back straightaway. He's currently the only driver who has yet to come to pit road. Ryan O'Donnell started a podcast, I believe earlier in the year. It's called The Shiny Things. You check them out over on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. They talk about things that, well, what's the shiny thing on their mind? That's what they talk about. Could be anything from music to politics to racing to painting your action figures. Check them out. That is The Shiny Things. As now you see the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry of Ryan O'Donnell. He'll come to pit road. Ryan's always had some good-looking hot rods. So where will that put us? Well, here's the battle, and it's for the race lead. Chris Hammett trying to hold off the number 42, but I think it's going to ultimately go to the number 42 with just 18 laps to go. Looking at it, 6-lap fresher tires for Max Terriot, as he'll blow by the number 6 of Chris Hammett. So Max Terriot with just 18 laps to go. He is back to the race lead. He will lead the Souza Media 90 across the line. He's also going to be the driver that picks up the most laps led here tonight. How far will Chris Hammett fall here in the running order? He does have, it looks like, about 3 seconds over the third place runner, which is right here. That's his teammate, car number 8 of Zach Mitchell. Right now, the 3X Racing Stables drivers, there's 4 of them in tonight's field. It is Zach Mitchell, Chris Hammett, and Sean Single. Both those drivers running 2, 3, and 4. And then it is Ryan O'Donnell, who is the 4th car. He just came to pit road, so he is running a little bit deeper into the field now, but he does have the freshest tires out onto the racing field. So how far can Ryan O'Donnell climb in the next 16 laps? That's the shiny thing on my mind right now. Well, Brad, that is a great question. There's one place to go for all the racing news with Red Light Racing, and that is redlightracing.net. Race fans, if you're interested in joining the Red Light Racing stables, whether it's the big stars, the big cars here on Monday night, where we drive the top 4 NASCAR divisions. The NASCAR, well, call it a 4th generation NASCAR. Call it an ARCA car. We drive the Gander outdoor truck, or now it's called the Craftsman truck. We drive the Xfinity car, and now we have out onto the speedway. We have the NASCAR next generation car. They rotate weekly in a call them a random draw. They do the draw in the beginning of the season when they draw up the schedule, and every car gets the same amount of races throughout the schedule. One week it'll be the next gen car, then the following week it might be the truck, or is it the Xfinity car? You just never know what's going to be the car to come out until you see the schedule. I can tell you tonight's the next-gen car. Next week for the season finale, it's the Generation 4 Cup car. 100 laps at the Phoenix Raceway for the Feeney Call Photography 100. Under the lights at Phoenix one final time. So as you watch, A.J. Hamill and Bill Benedict, we're 3 laps away from getting those double high fives when we come by the flag stand. We have not had a yellow flag here tonight at Nashville. Seeing if we can go wire to wire. Don't worry, race fans. We have everybody down who messaged our page. We have you down on a piece of paper, I'm being told. So we, like I said, hello, my name is Roger. We'll get those out to you tomorrow. To those addresses you supplied to us. As you see the three-way battle here with Murdoch to the outside of Benedict. He's got those fresher tires, remember. Murdoch came down and pitted back on lap number 70. That's why he was able to go to the outside 3 wide, make it stick. As you see the 2x2 still behind him. That's Benedict to the inside and A.J. Hamill to the outside. That Ford Dodge Mustang Charger hybrid machine, the number 22. A.J. Hamill has fallen back now to running in the 12th spot. Hamill is one of the first drivers to come to pit road. They're on that final stop. He needed to go to lap 60. He actually came down on lap number 55, so he is a little bit off the sequence. Well, Brad, I can tell you this is one of the best leagues as you get the double high fives this time by. It'll be 10 laps to go here remaining here tonight at Nashville. Brad, we keep all the red light racing action here on Monday night next season. I will not be behind the microphone. I already told all the race fans out there, but you can keep all that. Well, we're going to keep all the racing action on Monday night right here with Dave in the cave. We're going to let him come out of the cave, and we're going to let him get behind this old microphone for me. There you go. You got Ethan out there giving you a little bit of racing information also. He's not behind the wheel here tonight, but he's out there in the chat tuning in and grabbed grabbed some free koozies. He got in on that. Katie got in on that. Jeremy got in on that. Katie over here telling me I got to send Jeremy some more stuff. So with 8 laps to go, the laps are winding down. The best battle right here between 2 of those 4X Racing drivers. Zach Mitchell, Sean Single, and Jeffrey Souza actually turning in some faster lap times. He's closing in on the battle. We're going to have a 3-car battle here for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Seven laps to go. Joshua Buckley has pulled it to pit road here late in this one. So the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 of Joshua Buckley, will get credited with a 20th place finish. Luke Logan Allen off the racetrack also. He will go back to the 21st spot. Tim Combs is going to be scored 22nd. Oh! I didn't see if the number 11 of Single actually got into the wall there or if he saved it, but that car still out of control with 6 laps to go, trying to nurse this one home. Falling back now into the clutches of the number 4, Jeffrey Souza. Katie, we don't have shirts for 2Xs. We don't actually have any shirts right now. 5 laps to go, though. Watching the best battle out there onto the speedway. Souza trying to get around single. I think the last time we ordered some of our performance shirts here for the network, I think it was probably 2 years ago. Oh, that time Single definitely got it. We saw it. Single definitely pounding the outside wall. Got to be careful. Don't want to bend any parts on this next-gen car. We know it's a pretty fragile machine. That's what we did last time, Katie. We got everybody out there to pick your favorite color and put in a shirt order. We ended up, I believe it was with about 300 shirts that I personally hand-wrote everybody's address and sent them out to everybody. 3 laps to go. Max Terriot has checked out. Almost a 4.5-second race lead over Chris Hammett. Zach Mitchell, who's just out in front of this battle. And Sean Single, who is trying his darndest here tonight to hold on to that 4th spot. Old popsicle sticks in the air. Max Terriot, we'll see, just 2 laps to go. 3 more miles of racing here in Nashville tonight. For the Souza Media 90, Max Terriot wants to come back around. He wants to see the white flag get displayed because he knows at that point all he has to do is get back around here to the line one more time. He'll let Ryan O'Donoghue go because that's not a battle for position. Ryan O'Donoghue going to get back onto the lead lap there. The white flag is being displayed. It'll be one more time around here tonight on Monday night in Nashville. Win and you're in. Win and you punch your ticket to Phoenix to race for a championship. It's exactly what Max Terriot wants to do. James Skelton, we know he's in. And this time off turn number 4. To pick up another win here on Monday night and race for a championship. Max Terriot will take that spot. It'll be Terriot across the line with Chris Hammett finishing into the 2nd spot. Battle off of 3 and 4. 3 wide at the line. Somehow Sean Single will finish 3rd. It'll be Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, James Skelton, Trent Potter, Eric Stout, and Richard Murdoch. Murdoch will round out the top. Oh, that's 9. I can almost count. 10th will go to the number 60 of Jason Wells. There's your winner here tonight. He wins and he locks in to a chance to win another championship here on Monday night. He'll go down here. He'll turn around for your race fans and he'll bring it back to the start-finish line tonight. The driver from north of the border picking up the victory. Max Terriot winning here tonight in his 265th start with the series, picking up win number 62. That'll give him a 24% win percentage here in the series. Last week, he did not get the finish he wanted, as early he was involved in a racing incident, and he battled back late. So there he is as he coasts across back to the start-finish line. Race fans, we're going to take a quick step away here tonight, and we'll be back to talk to your top 3 finishers after this.
Founded in early 2020 by owner Kyle Souza, Souza Media has grown quickly over the past 4 years, now representing multiple champions across different series, from the local short tracks of New England to the high banks of Daytona Beach, Florida. Social media is an important way to draw in new audiences and increase reach, and with a new snappy, user-friendly website, Souza Media can boost your audience by using eye-catching graphics to gain recognition for your brand. Contact Souza Media today using our Facebook page or by email at kylesouzamedia@gmail.com to put your brand in victory lane.
And just like that, race fans, it's in the books here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway. Here tonight in the Souza Media 90 from Nashville. The last chance for these drivers to lock themselves in for a chance to get to the Final Four. One driver that's joining me here tonight, I can officially say will race for a championship. So let's see what the shiny thing is on his mind. After 90 laps here tonight at Nashville, your winner here, Max Terrill. Max, you picked up the W. That means you're in.
Yeah, best way to lock yourself in the Final Four, that's for sure.
Last week, not the week you wanted. You did rebound pretty good, but you came into the evening right there, holding that final bubble spot. You talk about it. How nerve-wracking was it, though, about being on that bubble coming into Nashville?
Well, if we hadn't had that last caution at Fontana, I would have been in much more trouble and winning in for sure. But that last caution really saved me for like 18th place or somewhere back. And so I had a bit of a cushion on a couple of guys, and Ethan not being there, unfortunate for him, but made it a bit more. Instead of against other four, it's only other three drivers. So, but Nashville has been good to me every time we've been here, so I want to capitalize as much as possible.
Yeah, that is for sure. I think you've won in just about every car we've run here on Monday night, except the 1987 car, which is Sean Single's favorite. But tonight, forget about tonight, because it's already in the books. You walked away. You led the most laps, nobody in sight. I think you had one challenge there late in that one, and it was from Chris Hammett, but that was for pit cycle. What do you think now? You got to flip the script. You know you're racing James Skelton. I can tell you right now you're racing Zach Mitchell, but we don't know who that fourth person is. What do you think right now going into next week, the championship?
Every time we've finished the season at Phoenix, we've had different outcomes. It doesn't race the same from one race to the other, and now with the Gen 4, probably the first time we go there with that car, so I don't know what to expect. Is the dog leg, and does it come into effect, or do we play it safe? It's going to be something to watch, and I can't say for sure who's going to win next week, because we've had surprise winners in the past, and who knows? We've got to race to win.
That's right. You raced here tonight. You picked up the win. You locked yourself in. So what do you say we roll this red carpet out here for you? This tonight being your fourth win of the season here, and it's a big one, going for one more. So the red carpet's out, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Roger. And as always, I want to thank my fiance, also my friend Max, and my dad. Shout out to Josh, James, and Richard. A big second place finish for Chris, so we'll see how the points shuffle out after tonight's race. And yeah, I want to win it for your last broadcast next week. How about that?
It would be one way to go out, Max, as you're one of the winningest drivers here with the series, with a chance now to pick up another championship. Tonight's winner, car number 42, Max Terrill here, going for another championship next week. The driver that will finish, well, one spot back. You gave it a shot. You rolled the dice here, Chris. Tonight, though, it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, well, had to pretty much win this week with what happened at the end of the race there last week. This is probably the second most disappointing I've ever been running second. The last time was when I lost the championship to Max. So this feels pretty much the same. But yeah, you short pitted there by a lap and took two, and had to run really, really hard to make up that gap that he had built up there. So kind of burned him up, and I about wrecked it. I about bounced it off the wall. I about wrecked him. I'm trying to stay in front of him, but I knew, it was just too much time. I don't know, needed a late caution or something to make it wild. Just too many points to make up. With everybody else, doing what they needed to do to just, have clean runs and finish. So, disappointing, but that's how the season's gone. if it hasn't been one thing, it's been another. So, it sucks, but, we'll try to help Zach out as much as I can next week, just to make sure that he's comfortable and fast and can challenge these guys for something, and then start working on Daytona 24 stuff. Max, if you're still in here, we would love to have you. We're gonna win this year, so please join our team. Thank you.
Well, I don't even know where to go now. You took this one off the rails and you ran with it. You talked about a disappointing season. At least you weren't as disappointing as Sean Single was to his mom and dad that are out there watching. Tonight's race, though, is this a race that you looked at the calendar and said, Nashville, if I needed to, I could go win it?
Absolutely not. I think the last time we ran this car combo here, I wrecked on lap 2. So, no. Didn't think. Wasn't one that I circled or anything. I really didn't like this round at all for me. Auto Club is not my strongest track. And then we were going to come away with, a solid finish there until things got crazy and got spun out and all that fun stuff. So, no, but had good speed last night. Knew I could keep it up front. Maybe I lost some ground to Max there trying to get to second. Maybe qualifying a spot or two better, and be able to stay closer to him, maybe. But Max is so good, you're gonna have to beat him straight up, and you're gonna have to be perfect. And just wasn't perfect tonight, so it sucks to come up short the way we came up short. This year's been extremely frustrating for me, but we had a lot of speed. Had a lot of speed tonight. Hopefully maybe we can play spoiler or something next week. I don't know. But it sucks. Sucks to finish second. Sucks to get knocked out. But we'll move on to next year, and then we'll go from there.
Well, hey, good run for you this season. I can give you the unfortunate news. You will miss the Final Four here this season by 8 points.
Yeah, I think that's about how many spots I lost. Sliding into the inside wall on the white flag lap last week. So, yeah, it's that's about par for the course for this year. So, it'd be like, I've been racing a lot of things a long time, and sometimes it just be like that. So, we'll move on. I'll distract myself with some Daytona 24 stuff over here for the next few weeks and get locked in for that. To get my mind off of things and come back next year ready to try to make another run at it.
Well, before we let you go here tonight, who do you got on the side of this car? And don't say Sean Single, because that'd be disappointing.
I think Sean got fired for extra. I think Zach fired him a couple days ago. Something to do with colored Christmas lights. I don't know. You have to ask him about that. But obviously got to shout out my brand new wife. It's our 1 month anniversary today. So happy 1 month anniversary, Ashley. I love you, baby. Thanks for letting me come back here and do this. Obviously got to shout out all the guys at 4X Racing with Zach and Ryan and maybe Sean. We got to figure out that light situation. The one-time burger bar. We're still the one-time burger bar. So, hey, maybe next year we can open a second location. We're still working on that. The admins, Josh and James and Richard, do a great job. Congrats to Max again for another flawless drive. I get to talk to you one more time, Roger, before you hang it up on us. So that's really the most important thing, is I finally get to talk to you for one more time. So, thank Checker Flag Auto Supply and the Higginses for their sponsorship and all that fun stuff. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. It's been a long time since I've done this. But, again, congrats to Max, congrats to the Championship 4. I'm sure it'll be a hell of a race next week, and I'm still going to try to go out there and kick their ass if I can.
Well, he's going to try. We'll see what he does next week. Chris Hammett tonight, he'll pick up 2 spots. He'll finish P number 2. The one driver that is finishing 3rd here tonight, and he's being told he's a disappointment from the 4X Racing stable because he took 1 spot away from Zach Mitchell at the end of this one. Sean, tell it to us straight. How much of a disappointment is it?
It's always a disappointment. Getting up here, running 3rd, running 2nd, never winning. It's always a disappointment. I'm glad I can disappoint you one more last time in the booth.
Well, it's not the final time, my friend. We got next week, and don't worry, I got that old video next week. But let's walk back this race here. We saw this number 11 a handful of times bouncing off the outside wall. We saw this car rubbing a little fenders out there. We saw, I believe it was the 86 James Skelton make a 3-wide pass on you and let you in the dust.
Yeah, that was an impressive move by James. I almost about lost it out of 4 when he got through because I didn't want to put it into Souza getting too tight, and I didn't want to go down and wreck him. So I just kind of let it happen, hope that it stuck, and it kind of did. And I still beat the both of them. So
yeah, I'm not quite sure. I missed that as we were out talking about Max. I'm not sure how you passed that number 8, but it was a 3-wide battle down to the line. Walk us through coming out of turn 4 in the final lap.
yeah, I was fighting Souza for 2 laps, and then I got a little run, and then Zach blew the corner. He was complaining that his car was way too tight, and I don't know what happened if he saw us coming. So I just threw it down in there, and then something stuck. I didn't take 4 tires the whole race. I did 2 tires the whole race, and for some reason the car rotated way better. So I kind of just threw it in there and hoped for the best, and it stuck.
Yeah, I heard that's what a lot of people do, throw it in and hope for the best out there. And you did that tonight, and it worked out for you for the most part. So scrap tonight. It's over. You finished 3rd. What do you do next week?
I go out there and I hope that I beat everyone, maybe get a win. It's going to be hard. I know these guys are going to be practicing beforehand. So go out there, have some fun. Hopefully don't wreck it and disappoint you in your last broadcast. But I'm glad I at least got up here to say hello. Hopefully I'll get back out there next week and say hi again.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a disappointment that I do get to talk to you at least one more time. Hey, there's still next week. You could do it for me, my friend. Don't worry. You know, we made the trip up there to the Northeast one time. We're still making another trip up there throughout the summertime. Not this wintertime. You can forget that coldness up there. Keep it there with you, my friend. But hey, what do you say? Maybe one more time after tonight, but at least one more time here for tonight. Who's on the quarter panels? Who's back home that you disappoint?
Yeah, I got to thank my mom, my dad, my sister who are always watching. Want to thank all the guys down at 4X Racing too, Chris, Ryan, and Zach. I'll also give a shout out to my work team, the Oilers. They've actually jumped in and watched tonight. So want to give them a shout out as well. And then obviously you with the broadcast and everything that you've done for Red Light Racing here, all the admins as well, and all the guys who come out every week to make this such a fun league to join.
There you have it. Shotaka Single Race fans finishes P number 3 here tonight after a 3-wide pass out of turn number 4. That's what, got him onto the podium. So with Max Theriault picking up the win, he is locked in to go battle for a championship. You know that the 86 of James Skelton is locked in. He's going for a championship. So 2 drivers will point themselves in. We already mentioned one. That was Zach Mitchell. He points himself in. But who is the 4th driver that will get in on points? Well, it's his first appearance ever in a Final 4 with Red Light Racing. That 4th driver that will battle for the championship, it'll be Trent Potter. Trent Potter this season being the hottest thing on ice. He will battle James Skelton, Max Theriault, and Zach Mitchell. Those are your 4 drivers that will battle next week for the championship here. Who will win the season number 18 championship here on Monday night? We'll find out in 1 week's time, race fans. I cannot wait to see y'all in Phoenix at the virtual Phoenix Raceway next week for the Feeney Call 100, because the Souza Media 90 here in Nashville is wrapped up. It's over. Wrap the cords up, throw them in the truck. Let's head out west. Next week, the championship. So for everybody at Souza Media, everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody at Red Light Racing, and all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's virtual show from the Nashville Super Speedway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe. And we'll see ya in Turn 3.